Yo guys, welcome back. Functional Fry Talk. Welcome to some beautiful weather in Germany, huh? So we're going to take advantage of this one, and we're going to do this one outside. Luckily it has nothing to do with my eyes, so I'm able to keep my sunglasses on, and I think you should be able to see everything just clear. So today, got my shoe and sock off, and we're going to go over some foot stuff. So hopefully you're not afraid of your feet. Hopefully they don't smell too bad, and hopefully you don't mind touching them. So first thing we're going to do is, I think this is, it's been a while since I explained this, and I think it's a 3 or 4 set exercise. We'll see as we go through it, and we can count together. So the first thing we're going to do is, depending on your mobility, you can lift your foot up here. If that hurts a little bit, you can also just do it from the ground. Just get in a comfortable place. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start pulling the toes apart. So usually everybody kind of laughs on this one because they feel like it's pulling their skin, or they think it's a funny exercise, or they feel like a kid, I don't know. But either way, usually I show them the second exercise so they take the first one more serious. So really kind of pull this in every single direction you can. Imagine 2 little kids are just, I don't know, trying to pull your toes off. And it's going to feel like you're stretching your skin, because you are, but you're also stretching some of the muscles, some of the ligaments, if you will, and some of just the fascial content, if you will. So really just kind of pull each of them apart, just really trying to kind of separate the toes. So I'm going to kind of go through this. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I am going to go through this one, or the second one will hurt a little bit more than I wanted to. So I'm just going to kind of quickly try to open these up so the second one is not so painful here. Alright, so, but you guys would take a little bit longer on this. I try to keep these videos under 4 minutes, so I'm rushing. And then now the second one, which you will realize why I don't want you to rush through this, is basically we're going to take our foot and our hand, and we're going to do this. Obviously not with both of our hands, but with our foot. So, with that being said, I'm going to put one finger in there, another finger in here, and as you're going to see, it's not really going to want to fit very well. Let's see if I can do this. And another finger in here. And then what I'm going to want to do is I can kind of just force them down a little bit. You might get some cracking and some popping. And then when I'm in this position, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull in all the different directions I can. So right now I'm pulling forward to get kind of a stretch of that fascia. I'm going to kind of rotate as I'm turning, counterclockwise into my foot. When I turn clockwise, I'm going to turn into this way here. And again, I would be doing these much longer. Like I said, set 5-10 minutes on the clock and really take time on this. But for the video purpose, I'm kind of rushing through everything. I'm going to pull down. And then the one a lot of people kind of forget is just pulling out, giving yourself a little bit of traction and then going through the motions again. You can push your fingers down a little bit farther here. Actually, mine are opening up quite well, probably due to the fact that I rode my bike here and the weather is warm. And then once we get through that, like I said, you can focus on that as long as you want. Go ahead and pull your fingers back out. And then you're just going to kind of rotate into your foot, yeah? So I'm pulling with my left, pushing with my right. Kind of stretching that fascia in the bottom of my foot. And then I'm going to change the other direction here. And then after I get done with these, I'm now going to sit in a kind of a modified Japanese sitting position. So I'll turn around so you don't have to go anywhere. And basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get my toes down. I'm going to try to sit in this position, and that's going to start to stretch the bottom of my arch right here. What you can also do is you can kind of get down on the ground. You can push yourself backwards from the mat, so you can see from here. And then what you will start to feel is this kind of lower in the leg. You're going to feel it maybe right in here as you start to do that. And again, just sit back in that position and really feel the stretch within the bottom of the foot and the bottom of that leg. You can rotate here a little bit so I can kind of turn to my left so I get a little bit more of my big toe into that stretch. You can see by the wonderful look on my face that I can definitely feel this a bit here. And then what you're going to do for the last one is you're going to sit back down in the normal position. We're going to put the leg in the straightest position as we can. Some people are going to have some mobility issues with this from their hip or their ankle or their knee or even their ankle. But if you're flared out a little bit, that's also okay. But just try to get in the straightest position possible. And we're not going to go back into that quad stretch like most people think. All we're going to do, get a little bit straighter, is just pull that knee up. And as we pull that knee up, we're going to feel the stretch right in the front of our foot. These videos were first initially done by a physio in Australia and kind of went around online quite a bit. And now another one that's quite a big CrossFit physical therapist has some good books out. He's also done these. So it's a good chance that you've seen these stretches. If they're amazing and they're fantastic and you think I'm a god, I didn't create them, and I'm not trying to say I did. But most of the people that I show this stuff to have not seen what I've read. So I figure I'll just kind of spread the word a little bit more. So again, just continue to pull in that area. You can kind of relax on the other one and just pull back and really just try to increase the mobility. And basically we say that when people stand, you can just focus on the feet if you want, Sylvie. What we want people to have is their toes not to be touching each other. So as you see, I'm kind of successful with the first 3 maybe, but then my last 2 definitely still touch each other. So that would be something we would want them more like your hands, yeah? Your fingers don't touch each other unless we want them to, or unless you want them to. So really, because of the society we live in where we're always wearing shoes, unfortunately our toes get really put together and pushed together, and this is a great way to kind of just separate them back out and get that tissue in your feet back to where we want it. So again, Functional Fry Talk. See you guys next week for Mobility Mittwoch, and yeah, enjoy your weekend, Peace.